So today I would like to ask a question like why people fight? Why we fight verbally or physically? So in Anguttara Nikaya Sutta it says because of attachment or grasping or clinging or infatuation with two things. Because it's Anguttara Nikaya book 2, speak about two things. So I'm wondering, what do you think? Which are two things person can be attached, and this lead to quarrel, dispute, and argue? Views. One thing. So the sutta start, views. It's the second thing what sutta mentioned, but first thing sutta mentioned karma, like sensuality or sensual pleasure. So, like, if a person very attached or very have a strong desire for this or another way of sensual pleasure, like food or like, I don't know, like any other things, like even money or any material things, it's actually it's just a sensual pleasure in the end. So we need all of them things because we want to live more comfortably, have more resources and so on. So, and to have these things, it's okay, to have we're not arahants, we have some sensual preferences in terms of food or whatever, and we have ideas about views, but the sutta speak about strong attachment and clinging to it. So one person may have some preferences about food, but don't fight about this with other person, what we need to put on the table in teams, for example, But another person have a strong preferences, like, okay, this is like the best, healthiest food, and this is every monk should take. We should get rid of all meat, take only vegetarian. And if I have this strong opinion, I would fight with other monks about this. And it's, of course, lead to disharmony. And the same way with any deity or idea. So in sutta there is a nice list how usually people, which forms of words they use when they fight about views. And they say like, I understand the Dhamma, you don't understand the Dhamma. Or how it's even possible for you to understand the Dhamma. You're in so miserable condition, you never can understand the Dhamma. So, or like, you go the wrong way, my way is right, so I go to right direction. It's one more time, like in the past we compared deity views with a map. So it's the same way, like my map is right, your map is wrong. And because you don't understand my map, that's why you're wrong. And it's happening. It's the nature of human mind to grasp to it. But whenever if I'm lucky, if I see that I grasp to something, try to let go a little bit like release. Not release of a view. We don't need to give up some deity, right view. We need to give up attachment to view. That this is the only truth. Everything else is false. And interesting, like, because usually we, when something occurs to our mind, some thoughts or idea, and I think about this, then I believe in it. Like if it makes sense in my mind, it's true. How even can question this? It's a normal way of kind of human being behavior. And only when I meet some other idea would prove it's wrong, then I change my mind. Then I change my attitude about something. Like, for example, I come to Teams and I observe something, like I think, okay, Teams is like this or like that. And I believe that it's true, Teams is always like this. And if I come to another day and something would be changed, like, for example, close to Katina, there would be a lot of beautiful things here, like Katina ceremony. Okay, now Teams is different, I understand. Okay, now it's Katina. But what if I try to question every thought what come to my mind, even before it's proved wrong, So usual way, it's like, I believe it, whatever occurred to my mind, but then if it's proof otherwise, I change my mind. But interesting practice, just to question whatever occur in my mind. Like, is it really true, or just because of some causes and conditions, these thoughts occur, and like it's a niche, changing. Now it's there, then tomorrow it's something else. So this would a little bit open my mind, and kind of this grasping and clinging to ideas would be less. I mean, I don't expect myself or like anyone who not an arahant completely let go of any view. It's just impossible. It's a human nature to have some view. We need some view. But at least this reflection would help a little bit release. Like now I grasp like this, but now I would grasp like a little bit less. And this small release already would give some happiness and like freedom in the mind. So in Majjhima Nikaya, we have Chanki Sutta. Chanki Sutta is when the Buddha speak with Brahmin Chanki, Brahmavajja, his name. So he speak about drawbacks of Brahmanic attitude, how Brahmanic culture, which kind of problems they have. But reading this sutta or discussing this, we need to keep in mind that, like, yes, that time Buddha criticized exactly that trail of thoughts, that culture. But now we also need to check and reflect in our environment, in our tradition, in our culture. Is maybe the same problem? Are maybe the same problem? Maybe we have the similar tendency what Buddha criticized in the example of that Brahmanic culture. Because I heard like very strong attitude when any sutta, when Buddha criticized this or that Brahmin, people say, okay, it's about Brahmins. No, it's not about me. But it's just about human tendency and human mind. And this is an interesting thing. So, the story is the Brahmin told that, like we in our culture, because of faith and because of oral tradition, what we heard from our teachers, we come to definite conclusion. This is true, everything else is wrong. So, and what the Blessed One think about this? And the Buddha asked him, did you realize the truth by yourself when you speak like this? He said, no, I didn't. And what about your teacher? Maybe your teacher realized the truth. You say, no, and my teacher didn't. And what about teacher of your teacher? And so on. You say, no, I never heard, about this. So he said, like, in the same way, when there is a chain of blind people, and they just, like, let's say, hold each other shoulder, but even the first person also blind. So where these people would go? Nowhere, yeah? Like, everyone blind. How they can go to right direction? So in the same way, he says that would it turn out to be that your faith is just groundless faith? It's faith because of the faith. He said, okay, but we come to this conclusion not because of the faith only. Faith is one factor, but another factor is oral tradition. What we have, like we heard it from our teachers and so on. And he said, okay, I will teach you 5 things. 5 things what can be turned otherwise. So if you motivated or like follow by these things, it can turn 2 ways. Or it's true, or it's completely wrong. So, and these 5 things is faith, saddha, then ruchi, like preferences, like I like something. It's pleasing me, it's pleasant. Then anusavo, it means like oral tradition, or what I heard from my teacher, what I heard from somewhere. Akara parivitaka. So way of, it's a mode of logic. So I follow some logic, I come to conclusion, then I believe in this. And the last one, dithi nijjhana khanti. So acceptance of the view or opinion after some investigation. So I investigate, I kind of thoroughly reflect on this, and then, okay, to me it makes sense. It can be true. And he say, like, all these 5 things can be or true or wrong. Yeah. So if I have some saddha, some faith in something, it may be completely true. It may be like ultimate, but also there is a possibility that it can be wrong. Like this faith aspect itself doesn't make some things is true or false. So same way with the preferences. I like something, yeah, it can be true, but it can be totally wrong. And same way otherwise, like I never heard about something, yeah, my teacher never said me about this, or I never reflect about this, and it can be true, it can be like reality. So again, this sutta doesn't encourage us to stop believing anything or stop like reflect on anything or something like this. It just encourages us to keep the person like this. What we have, views or like any other opinion or belief or trust, it can just turn out otherwise. It's like unless we really come to some area stage, yeah, we attain something, we reach the goal, yeah, then please tell me. Then please tell me. Or then we need to listen to this teacher. But unless we reach that conclusion, and unless we're on the way, we need to a little bit keep the possibility open. So, and also it doesn't mean that we shouldn't follow this part. So I like the word or combination of word like work in progress. You know, when you work on something, you continue working, you do your best, you do diligently according to the views and ideas, but you kind of not reach the final conclusion. You don't say, okay, this is the ultimate truth, everything else is just like nonsense or rubbish. No, you just you follow, you check. Every time you check, you compare, you check your mind, oh, it's helpful or not. You check whatever teachers say, okay, with scriptures, with this and that. But kind of keep the possibility open. Okay, it works for me, it's very good, it's my current understanding of the Dhamma, but like to really die for that, it's the ultimate reality, I'm not ready. I didn't realize it yet. So, yeah, because otherwise we can really go far away wrong. If like I ask from one person, oh, how to reach KL, for example, and I go to the direction what that person described to me, and I never ask on the way another people. I never check like GPS or something like this. I never check the sign. Okay, maybe there is a KL like this way. No, I just like believe to that person, or because of that person tell to me. So in this way, I can go to totally opposite direction. Yeah, I can reach like Thailand or even go to Russia in this way. So quite far away. Yeah, like the attitude is to check time after time, to check these things. And then the Buddha say that the person who they call it Sacham Anurakata, so interesting word, like who has protected the truth, like such as the truth, Anurakata, someone who protect or someone who preserve, or in another way, someone who try to live very close to the truth, someone who kind of honest with myself, like. So the example can be, and this person, he never come to conclusion, this is true, everything else is wrong. Like this conclusion is just impossible. If a person wise and like he try to be honest with himself, he will not come to this conclusion. And example can be that, for example, I study the Dhamma, yeah, I practice the Dhamma, I try to understand the Buddha's teaching. Why? Because I have all these things. I have saddha, yeah, I have faith. I believe that it should work. I have a ruchi, I have a preferences. Oh, it's a nice way. It's pleasing. Yeah, meditation it can be pleasant. Then I have trust to tradition. Yeah, like it was told by my teacher, and I reflect on it. I check it. I investigate this, and to me it makes sense. But I follow this because of all these things. But I don't come to definite conclusion. I follow this because it's ultimate truth. Like, it's too early for me to claim these things. So that's how I understand, kind of be honest with ourselves. And maybe the last thing, sometime like reflecting on these things, some people may get kind of depressed, you know, like where to believe, like what Bhante says that we shouldn't have a faith, you know, what to do. So, one thing, I didn't say this, yeah? But another thing, we need to reflect, like, any depression, what may occur, it's usually occur when the person kind of stuck in his own ideas. Like, I think that the world is like this, or this, or my family is like this, they don't love me. And I believe in this. I stuck in my own understanding of things, and I think it's kind of Nietzsche. It's a constant, it's unchanging, and I cannot do anything. That's why I depressed. That's why I'm suffer. But if I follow the spirit of this sutta, don't attach to any deity. Like, okay, this is my understanding now. Like, they don't love me, but okay, I mean, it's impermanent. One thing, another thing, I may be wrong. Maybe it just seems to me that they don't love me, and so on. So kind of keep the possibility open in any circumstance, in any worldly situation, in any kind of understanding of the Dhamma, and so on. And from practical point of view, it's a good practice to, whenever I fight with other person in my mind, like, okay, I don't speak about physical fight, of course, but sometime after conversation, we may roll and like proliferate. Oh, he said this, and why he told like this, and so on. So kind of in our mind have a full battle, with someone. When this happening, just try to step back and reflect. Okay, to what aspect I really strongly attach and cannot let go of this attachment? Because if I a little bit release, then this rolling, it's just stop. It's just pointless to do these things. Us to be free from clinging and grasping and to be completely happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.